having an amazing time here. Now, I have to tell you, this is Marg's hometown, but I've been coming to Georgetown and Halton Hills now for over 3 years with the bone scans and, you know, with other initiatives we've been doing. And this feels like home to me now too.
Absolutely.
So, and this pharmacy is such an amazing place because it feels homey in and of itself.
It
right?
does.
So we've taken a tour around and we've seen a few of the amenities that they have here, a lot of the products that they have, the ways they can support you. And we've had an amazing day. We've had bone scanning, we've talked to the pharmacist. There's just so many awesome things going on here.
Yeah, and you know, what a full circle moment, because Meg, we've been on a journey over the last 3 years, bringing this new technology to Canada. Although Health Canada approved, it was the new kid on the block, and most of you have heard about DEXA, and it's been around for 40 years. But in science, when we know better, we should try to do better. And this technology is a game changer. It's a disruptor. Because not only does it give bone mineral density, that T-score, but it also gives bone quality. And what we've been wanting to do and have accomplished over the last 3 years, with a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and everything in between, and passion, is to bring this new technology in a really responsible way to Canadians. How do we do that? We do that through education. We do that through community. And we've always wanted to come to a place like this in a pharmacy because we believe in integrative health.
Yep, absolutely.
And today, that dream became a reality. Why? Because the team here at Young's sees the vision, understands the importance of preventative medicine, and understands that they can learn from us as well. When we presented to Peter, the pharmacist, this new technology, he was all ears and said, I want to hear more. So it's been so cool to do our bone scan here, but Megan, we have our headquarters here in Georgetown.
True, yep.
But tell everybody what we've been doing. I mean, over the last 3 years, we've been a lot of places, and then we'll talk about where we're going next.
Isn't there a song, I've Been Everywhere, Man?
Yes,
we kind
exactly.
of feel like that. I mean, of course, our goal is to get across Canada. We've spent a lot of time in Ontario, meeting with people, you know, in communities, meeting with healthcare providers in communities. We've scanned just about everywhere. We've been in a barn, we've been now in a pharmacy, we've been in a store,
a doctor's
office,
clinics.
What's really great about this technology is that it is so mobile. It's a very small suitcase we bring to our locations, and we need a little corner to scan in. And then we support you with the best way that we can. And this is one of the places where you can, you know, find more support with your health journey. So
absolutely, and we're also shifting the narrative when it comes to the bone health conversation. Megan always refers to this generational conversation. Why are we waiting until people literally break their bones? You know, as a therapist that owned a clinic for 30 years, I often saw people, once they had a fracture, they were sent for the DEXA, and then we try to fix things after the fact. We know our healthcare system is beyond strained, it's collapsing. And if we shifted our mindset to one that's more preventative, proactive, and patient empowered, that's exactly what the REMS technology allows us to do. Because before, you know, long before you can even think about your bones, at the age of 21, because peak bone mass happens at around 30, you can get a baseline of your bones checked. But let's talk, Megan, about why is it so different than DEXA? Bone quality versus bone density, and how that is important to this conversation about prevention.
Right. We've seen so many people over the years where they have had a DEXA, and the one metric you're getting out of a DEXA is that quantity. So that's how much bone you have, how much that calcified matrix you have. So we've seen with REMS, you could have normal bone density on your DEXA as well as on your REMS, but when we look at that quality component, we can see there's a little bit of compromise. So that means the microarchitecture is starting to suffer a little bit. And so that would put you at risk for having a fracture, but this is not something we're seeing on the DEXA. So we have people coming in with normal on DEXA and normal on REMS, and they think that they're safe, and then when we actually look at the microarchitecture, that bone quality fragility score component, we're actually noticing that they have a little bit of work to do, and that's the exciting part because they can
actually do something about
changes,
it.
So.
Exactly. So the cool thing about bone quality and what the metric, the fragility score gives on the REMS that you cannot get on your OHIP covered DEXA scan, and that is that bone quality is linked to lifestyle. You heard it. Are you eating enough protein? Are you doing resisted training? What is your profile of vitamins and minerals look like? What is your stress like? What's your sleep like? Do you have other underlying conditions, whether it's your parathyroid or your thyroid? What we're trying to do is spark your interest to get curious, because now you have another bone metric that you can look at. Okay, we know our T-score. which is the only thing we've had for 40 years. But now we have the T-score and this bone quality, this fragility score, which is, bone health is silent until it's not, correct? But what if we started earlier, or perhaps you suffered with an eating disorder and maybe you never reached peak bone mass? Megan was referring to people that may have, walking around with a T-score that they think they're fine, but their fragility score is higher and they're at risk. Somebody like a type 2 diabetic, because it is linked to lifestyle. But how do we change things if we don't look and we don't know? And that's what's so cool about what we're doing and taking REMS on the road to all kinds of places, just like here at Young's Pharmacy. Today alone, we saw generations of families and saw a wide range. And most of those people had had a DEXA, but they chose to be the CEO of their health and come to Young's today to get their bone scan.
Well, and that's sort of what we're leaning towards now too. It's, you know, we have a lot of people coming in, they've seen their doctors, and you know, we need the mainstream medical system, but we also need to be hand in hand with that complementary medicine. You know, we really want people to feel that support. And Marg mentioned a whole plethora of things, a big list of things that you could start to take a deep dive into your whole health picture. Because DEXA and REMS, they are just snapshots in time of what your bone health looks like at this particular phase. We don't have the whole, you know, all the pieces of your healthcare puzzle, but you can work with your healthcare team to figure out what's best for you and what works for you, because you are your own individual and we don't want to, you know, cookie cutter approach to healthcare.
Absolutely, and that is the OsteoSound difference. We were very aware and consciously made a decision in bringing this to Canadians that we had a lot of work to do from the educational perspective. Educating physicians, we're doing lunch and learns for physicians and in-services for any healthcare professionals. Educating everyday people, corporations, bringing this into corporations, because musculoskeletal health impacts the bottom line of corporations in a massive way. As a massage therapist, I saw it in my practice for years. But in knowing that we have these options to look at, and then with our connections, the preventative health movement and the PHAMCASTers that are climbing in numbers every day, we get to connect you to a bigger team so that you're the most important member of your healthcare team, but that you can also get support. So you're not left feeling like, I'm lost, my doctor doesn't know, they just know the T-score, they don't know what fragility score is, what do I do now? That is the OsteoSound difference. We don't just scan you, although I have to say, and I say this all the time, Megan is a medical sonographer, although it's not required to be a medical sonographer to do this REM scan. Her incredible years of experience as a medical sonographer means you're getting top quality care. She's humble. I sing her praises because I've witnessed not only her patient care, but her incredible skills at understanding echo patterns, understanding what she's seeing, because she's done it for more than 2 decades. I'm not going to say how old you are.
Thank you.
And
I'm 28.
Exactly. And although it's not a probe that's diagnostic, Megan, why don't you talk about some of the things that have been incidental findings? And we're not here to diagnose other things, but because we care about you, you've said you might want to have this looked at. Things like?
Yes, we have had a couple of instances where we've found aortic aneurysms, common iliac artery aneurysms. We've seen some liver cysts, some liver masses, some kidney masses. So, I mean, these are all incidental findings, which we're not expecting to find. But when I see something like that, I know what the limitations of the test are that I'm doing. And if you were my brother, sister, mother, aunt, friend, I would really want to make sure that if I found something that I wanted you to go ahead and ask your doctor if you could get more information about it. And it doesn't mean that it is something or it isn't something, but it's just proactive. one of the, I don't want to say perks, but it's one of the benefits, I think, of having a healthcare professional who has a background in ultrasound do those tests on you, because you don't know what you don't know. And if, you know, I find something, you might not have found it if you weren't having your bone scans. So, and
I've witnessed it firsthand, and she's been right whenever she has said that. And I think that brings even more pride to the work that we're doing, because Megan with her skill sets and mine with mine and my passion for education, we really feel a sense of responsibility to make sure you're getting a comprehensive offering so that you can make more informed decisions about your health. So when we're talking about musculoskeletal health, we can't stop this segment without, because I'm looking around here at Young's Pharmacy, and bone health and musculoskeletal health impacts all overall health. So right here, for example, we're looking at diabetic socks.
We get to have our Vanna moment
Yeah,
today.
that's right. Diabetes impacts bone health. Sleep impacts bone health, and they've got a CPAP clinic here, or CPAP equipment here. There are so many interconnections with different diseases. If you've gone through cancer treatments, or you're having kidney issues, maybe you've got celiac and malabsorption issues. What I love about our partnership in bringing this into a pharmacy is that there's support regardless of what brings somebody here to the REM bone scan. We can start to get their lens from going like this to like this, to open and think, to get curious and figure out how these pieces of the puzzle come together.
And there can be fear associated
Yes.
with you know, the unknown and the uncertainty of a diagnosis, of a screening tool. You're not sure where to go next, who to talk to. Again, this is a great place to come, and you know, we've always found we've had a lot of people who they don't know where else to turn, and we lend an ear and we lend support. We cry with you, we laugh with you. I think it's so important. Yeah, we connect you. It's so important to feel like you've got somebody on your side, especially when you're going through something that can be life-changing.
Absolutely.
Really. We do want to take the fear out of it as well, because we want you to feel, you know, when you go somewhere and you feel like you're only getting one answer and this is the only way, you start to feel a little bit like you're not going to be able to figure things out. But
Absolutely.
you know, having someone to listen to you and help direct you, you know, with the CEO of your health hub, you know, your practitioner
Directory.
the directory. Yeah. So I mean, it's really good to stay connected to people who can help.
Absolutely. And you know, we hear often in these clinics a word that I think is really important to share, and that is validation. And I think listening, active listening, giving time for people with a smile on your face, listening and then validating the way they're feeling. We may not have all the answers. We're going to give a snapshot in time. We're going to give you your bone health. We're going to pour in education. We send emails full of education. We've got this podcast. We've got blogs. We do everything we can to make sure we stock your toolbox. But I think the most rewarding, and I don't know if you'll agree with this, I think you will because we've been in it, is the validation that when people come to us, they leave typically not feeling better because they might have not got a good result, but feeling more empowered and validated that someone listened to them and that they have a path forward. Empowerment, not feeling like they're lost and they don't know what to do, or being told they're just old and it's part of aging. That's an incredible feeling, hasn't it been, Meg?
It's so rewarding. It really is so rewarding. So, and to know that this didn't really exist here, you know, 2.5, 3 years ago, and now we have it. So we've basically created a whole new space for people who feel like the future is very bleak for them. We're hopefully giving them a little bit of hope that, you know, they can get answers and they can do other things for themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, even today, and of course we wouldn't give a patient's name, but somebody came in today with tremendous fear because she was told she had osteoporosis and they were pushing her to go on medications for osteoporosis. However, when you scanned her, Megan, her bone quality and her fragility score was very low.
Meaning it was good.
Meaning it was good. So she may have a loss of bone, which categorizes her, because it's more than 2.5 T-score away from a normal, healthy 30-year-old bone, that she has osteoporosis. So the fear, can I pick up my grandchild? Can I go skiing? And the not doing things actually is bad for your bones.
Right.
But then she finds out that her bone quality is good. And the tears start to flow because she said, you mean I can play tennis? You mean... It's like giving a gift that someone didn't know they needed. And this is what we get to do on a day-to-day basis. You don't get that from scanning someone, sending the report through an email and saying, thanks very much, and we'll see you.
Yeah.
You get that from nurturing relationships. You get that from educating. And you get that from building a rapport and a reputation that we've worked hard in the last 3 years to do as the go-to people with not only the best scans, but also the whole package of preventative health so that you can be in the driver's seat.
And if you want to have us come
Yes.
to your community, if you know of a corporation that's interested in doing kind of corporate work with us, we would love for you to reach out to us.
Because we are doing corporate programs.
Yes, we're doing
Wait
corporate
It's
programs.
coming. Wait till
Yeah.
you hear.
Yeah.
But yes, we can go anywhere. Your community, if you're a clinic owner and would like to offer this in your clinic, we always make sure it's a win-win. But most importantly, who's winning the most? It's the patient, the everyday person. And that's what the OsteoSound difference is about. So thanks for joining us at PHAMCAST today. It has been so fun to be out on location and out of the studio. The first ever OsteoSound REMS bone scan in a pharmacy in Canada. Proud to be the first ones to do it. Oh, and by the
Thumbs
way,
up.
look what we brought with us too. The Meridyne low intensity plate. You're gonna stand on it, Meg?
No, you stand on it.
Okay, this low intensity vibration plate, actually at 30 hertz, the vibration creates osteoblasts, bone building cells. Based on the research they did with NASA, when astronauts go to space, did you know this? There's no G-force and they lose bone density and bone quality. What's super cool about this class 2 medical device that calibrates to your weight, it actually, with low intensity vibration, stimulates osteoblasts, helps with proprioception and balance, because what's the best way to prevent a fracture? Don't fall. And twice a day to 3 times a day for just 10 minutes, you can increase your bone density and your bone quality. Now, if you want more information about this, reach out to us. Maybe your insurance company will cover it, but please be sure that you're getting a medical device, not a fitness equipment, because that can be dangerous. Until next time, be well, and remember, a healthy tomorrow begins with prevention today.